We looked at this problem, which is known as parental alienation, and I spent most of a year looking at it through a research lens, which happens to be my background in experimental psychology. So I got a pretty good idea of what was going on, and I think the thing that one of the among other things that astonished me was how the family courts throughout the world behave almost identically. Um, and they were focused obviously on the wrong thing. When it comes to parental alienation, it's a behavioral problem, not a legal problem. And most people don't get it. The other problem I saw was that for the last 50 years, the main people who have been informing the family courts were the mental health community. Well, it didn't take me long to figure out that this was the wrong group to be informing. They just simply they don't have a good explanation, and they certainly don't have a solution. So the courts have been rudderless as a consequence because the attorneys they don't have any understanding whatsoever. They're clueless about behavior. So it's a system that basically you have to kind of wonder what its agenda is if it can't help families. So and I also would have to say that I've come to the conclusion that I think the court is the worst place to take a family. I mean, it is not a place where you go to solve problems. It's an adversarial place where you take arguments and um, and there's accusations and allegations and that sort of thing which goes on in the family courts, and it's simply not the right forum to focus on the real problem, which is the child.
Yeah. And then our other guest here is Matthew. How are you doing today, Matthew?
Good, Tommy. How are you?
Good. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do and your background and all that?
Right. I am the Renfield to Dr. Bill. I sharpen his pencils and make sure he didn't make no spelling errors. Um,
I need a you. I need a you in my life.
Well, I'll just give you the brief background. I spent the majority of my career, just over 35 years, in and out of the legal industry, working with the AmLaw 100 in an executive non-attorney bar member role within that realm. That gave me a pretty unique perspective on firms and how they operate in this system of justice that we have in this country. Also, I, in my own life, back in, well, going back